What's up, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is aCHICKENsammich here, and I'm bringing you a free-for-all gameplay on Freight. I'm using the MTAR-X again. I retort that this is my favorite gun. I'm using the specialist package here, and I do pretty well in this game. And again, I am using that wiretap perk I talked about in last night's commentary. I don't actually get a since I'm using specialists, I don't get any SATCOMs myself, so all the SATCOMs you see inside the gameplay will be ones that I've gotten from enemies who have gotten them. So you're gonna see me go on about a 5-kill streak because somebody has put up a wiretap. Somebody's put up a SATCOM and my wiretap is going, and I hate IEDs. IEDs are absolutely one of my biggest complaints of this game, and that and the spawn system. The spawn system can still be tweaked, and I know Infinity Ward is working on it. They put out a tweet that said we are working on the spawn system with every patch, and I appreciate them working on that. I'm glad they realize that that's actually a problem. Now, let's just have a talk. I haven't just done a talking commentary just about anything randomly. I know I tend to drift off in my commentaries and stuff like that. So I want to talk about I think I want to talk about grief. Okay, in my last commentary I said there was a death in my family. The person who died was actually my mother, and I'm dealing with it in my own way. My mother was quite the cook, and how I'm dealing with her death is I'm cooking all the stuff that she cooked. And I'm going to break from the commentary. This is where I get a 5-kill streak. 1, 2,
scavenger.
3, and actually that's the 5th one. And then that 5th one's going to have a dog that's going to come up and kill me. Anyways, the way I'm dealing with it is I'm cooking. It's not really a well, I can cook. I'm actually cooking stuff that I've never cooked before, but she cooked all the time, and I'm learning how to do that. I mean, I watched her make it hundreds of times, so and I'm just putting my effort in to try and recreate what she did, add my own little flair, and that's just how I'm doing it. Grief with a lot of people is being handled differently. My dad is handling it awfully well, but my mother was suffering, and she was suffering really bad. She was eaten up by cancer. In her last week or so of life, she had no quality of life. She was bedridden. She was barely conscious, and really bad. My dad just said, well, that's fine by me that she's gone because she's not suffering anymore, and he was taking care of her 24/7, and I'm dealing with it a little bit better than my other brothers and sisters. I am the youngest of my brothers and sisters, but I'm dealing with it in my own way. I have broke down and cried a bit, but it's not like it's tough, you know. Like when you lose a family member, let alone your mother, you know, it's real tough. Like that's the reason why I wasn't putting out any content, because I really had to deal with the loss of my mother, and it was, you know, it's tough. The last person I lost before my mother was my grandfather, my mother's father. And I took that one pretty hard. It took me a few years to get over him. I didn't realize I was still mourning him after such a long period of time, you know? And I was. But I'm trying to find a way to deal with my mother's death, and I think the way I'm doing that is cooking, because it was something that she did, and she did very well. It was something I looked up to her for, because she was that great cook. And she was a baker mostly, but I'm not a baker. But eventually I'm going to take that step to learn. I'm going to try and be able to cook everything my mother cooked. It's kind of a goal I have right now, because I love my mother very much, and I felt like maybe this is something I could do to honor her, you know. And plus, I kind of like cooking. I'm not a great cook by any stretch of the imagination. I can cook. You know, it's not like I'm an absolutely horrible cook. As I'm doing this commentary, I'm actually got something on the stove right now. I'm cooking some stew, so I took the time to come out and do my commentary while I can, because it's got to cook. You know, it's just got to cook and let all the vegetables cook. So I'm doing that. This is the second dish I've made kind of in honor of her. But the first dish was spaghetti, my own version of spaghetti, and everybody who ate it thought it was pretty good. And I'm eventually gonna go through a list of things, and I'm eventually gonna start baking. And this is something that I hope I can do. As her son and everything like that, I've watched her do all this stuff countless times. Countless. I don't know how many times I've seen her bake. She's baked hot rolls. She's baked French bread. She's baked cinnamon rolls, cookies, cakes, pies. I've seen her do a lot. It's quite a monumental list of things I have to learn how to do if I want to be able to cook like my mom did. And that's just how I'm going to do it, you know. Now, grief. There are 5 stages of grief. I'm not going to list them here because I can't remember them off the top of my head. If I was a smart commentator, I would probably write them down and have them script them, but I don't do scripting. It's not something that I particularly do well. I don't like scripting things because I feel like if I script something, I will sound like a robot, and I don't want to sound like a robot to any of my fans who watch my videos. I would like to, you know, so I am grieving a little bit, but I'm dealing with it. I'm trying to be
enemy controlled Oracle. Watch your
strong
six.
for my family, strong for my girlfriend,
Enemy
strong for
care
everybody in
package
my
incoming.
life, because I wasn't the only one who was affected by the loss of my mother. Is close to her. My best friend is close to her. I have a lot of family. My best friend was close to her. You know, I'm trying to be strong for everybody, and everybody's grieving in their own way. And cooking is how I'm grieving. And my mother, in all truth, was my biggest fan. She would be the one who was my first audience member. She was the one who watched me play video games. She was the one who whenever I got my GameCube, she watched me from beginning to end play Wind Waker on the GameCube from beginning to end. She watched me play through it. She was my biggest fan, and I'm not making this video as a tribute to her.
Enemy SATCOM
I may
spotted.
do that one day, but this is not a tribute to her, but this is more about me grieving. She was my first fan. She was my... And if she had the capability, she would watch my YouTube videos. And I know she would. And on a side note, the frickin' Sentry gun is an eerie sounding gun. It's scary. And remember, as always, if you liked the video, like it. If you want to see more, please subscribe.